Hello everyone, welcome back to the Angular Live project. In this video, we will insert the register user data into the database using the API. And the API which we created in the previous tutorial, that is a student register, and through that we will try to insert this UI data, and that UI data we will insert through this Angular 8 UI, and then like we will see in the database like that user is registered or not registered. So for that, let's go to the Visual Studio, and what we have to do, first of all, we have to import one library, and that is the HTTP client, and that will come from Angular common HTTP, and from this one we have to import, and the library is like HTTP client that we have to import. And after that, next step what we have to do, we have to take one variable here, and that is the private variable, and I'm going to take it as a client, and the type of this is HTTP client. And after that I will take a one read-only variable, and that read-only variable I am going to take as a URI, and here we have to give the path. So let's take that path, and we know the API path which we have, and that is like HTTP post, and this is the port number, and from here I'm going to take it. So let's define it into our service. And after that, what I will do, I will create a one register function here. So let's create that register function, and inside this register function, first of all, what we have to do, we have to assign our values that is coming from the form model, like form model. We are like what we are doing, we are assigning the value. So then those value we will assign in one variable. So let's take those variable as a student, and I'm going to assign variable, so username, and that will come from this dot form model dot value dot and username. Next I'm going to take is email, and this one this dot form model dot value dot email, and next is full name, and this one this dot form model dot value dot and full name. And after that we will take the password. Since we have this password inside the like passwords group, so we will take as a value, and after this value we will take passwords dot, then inside that we have the password. So this will come from this property, and after assigning this value, what we have to return, we will return like let's return this dot HTTP client. So that is basically like we have taken as a client, and after that client what we have the post request, and inside this post request we have taken our URI, and in this URI we will append our registration URI. So that we have to take from here, and let's go here and slash, and then after that register URI, and we have to pass the value, and what we have to pass, we have to pass this value which we have assigned it here. So that function we have designed it. Now next what we have to do, inside this app.model.ts we have to take one library, and that is HTTP client module. So that will come again from same place, that is @Angular common and HTTP, and we are going to take HTTP client module. So that is HTTP client module, and this client HTTP client module we have to import here. So after doing app.module.ts, now next what we have to write, we have to fill this information, like here on submit button click we have to fill the information. And for filling that information, like when we come to this register page, first of all, like this and like lifecycle hook call, that is ng on init, and here what I will do, here I will take this dot service dot, and next what we have to do, form model dot, I am going to do the reset, and after doing reset, like it should be empty. Now next in the on submit, what I will write, I will call the register method which we created into the service. So this dot service dot register, and inside this register what we have to do, we have to call the subscribe method, and in this subscribe method we will check like we have to take one variable of student register, and the type of this will be any. And inside this one, what I will check using the lambda expression, I will check if this student register dot, if it is succeed, like this operation is successfully, then what we have to do. So succeed, if it is succeed, then what we will do, basically we will do this dot service dot, and then what we will do, form model dot reset, like everything is fine. So we will all the controls should be empty, that's why I'm doing reset, and then we will prompt a one alert message, and inside this what we will write, we will write user registered successfully. So user register successfully. So that we have done. So this is like when we have the success response from this register method. If it is not a success response, then what we will do, we will write even else condition, and inside this else condition what we will do, we will check our what is the error. So for that what we will do, we will check the errors using the for each loop, and like in this for each loop, next what we have to do, we will check. So let's take as a case sensitivities. So inside this for each loop, we will take a one variable, and that is element, and inside this element is basically what we are going to take, and inside this element using the lambda expression, what I'm going to check, I'm going to check using the switch case, and inside this switch what I will take element dot code, and inside this one let's see like if case, and what case I'm going to check. First of all, I'm going to check like duplicate username, and I'm checking like duplicate username. Then what alert I will throw here, I will throw like user is already registered, user already registered. So this message I will prompt from here, and I will break it. So that I'm going to do from here. Now next, if it is not, then we can put a one default message, and inside this default what I can throw alert, and that alert will be like whatever is coming from the element. So that is element dot, and description I can take. So write that description like whatever the exception is coming. So that description we can write here. So that is the default message. Now next what we will do here is, so let's go to here, and like what I will do, I will, after this one, what I'm going to take, I'm going to take one message as a error log. Basically I'm going to register. So I'm going to take a variable of error, and inside this one I'm going to write console.log, and inside this one I'm going to write this error. So that I have to do here. So what we have done here, I have written this method, and that is method is like on submit. I have written like first of all we are doing the subscriber, and we are calling this register method which we have defined inside the user class, and from here we are checking like if it is registered, then we are saying that user is successfully registered. Otherwise we are checking like what kind of the error it is. And after doing this one, let's save the changes, and when I go on the browser and go to the sign up, let's open this as a console, like what if we face any error we will see. And here I am writing as a .NET Office, and mail ID I am writing .@gmail.com. Full name I am not giving. Password we can give as a 12345. And once I will click on this sign up, let's go to this error we are getting. Let's go to the console, and what error we are getting, basically we are getting error related to the access control allow origin header. Means it is not allowing to insert the data from this 4200 port to 58345. So what we have to do, they are a different port number. That's why this API is not allowing to insert the data. So for that one, what we have to do, we have to enable the CORS between these ports. So for enabling that CORS, what we have to do, first of all, we have to install the CORS, and that we have to install from NuGet package manager. So this one I have already installed, like this CORS. Like you can you can search from here, and if you want you can install from here like this. And after installing, what we have to do, inside this startup class, first of all, in this configure method, like if you will go inside this configure service method, you have to add the CORS. So for adding that CORS, like what we have to write, services dot add CORS. So this thing we have to do. And next what we have to do, inside this configure method, we have to add the URL, and for that app.use CORS. And inside this one, what we have to do, we have to take a one variable, and through that one, what we have to do, basically like b dot with origins, and inside this one we have to assign our local host, and that is like, if we go here, so here currently like what we are having this local host. So go here, and here we have to give this path, and that is http localhost 4200. And after this one, like what we have to do, here we have to add the allow headers, like allow any header, this method we have to add. And after that, what we have to do, allow any method. So these two methods we have to add. And after adding this method, what we have to do, we have to again run this like this API, these changes we have to run. And after running these changes, let's go back to here. And now what we will do, after that application will run successfully, we will try to push this data again. Let's see what message we get. So let's wait for a few seconds to run this one. So now this service is running properly. Let's go to our UI, and from UI what I will do, I will push this data again. So once I will push this data again, what we have to do, like currently we are getting 500 error, and so for that, like let's check why we are getting this error. So for that one, let's go to our like API and check the like we have given the correct API or not, like all the value or we are giving. So here we can see like the password like here we didn't give proper password. So and let's check, or what we can do, we can copy from here this one, and we can paste it again, so there will not be any mismatch in the line. And let's save it again, and what I will do, I will refresh like this screen and again give the username. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the .NET Office and .NET@gmail.com and password 12345 and again 12345, and let's sign up. And once I will give, again we are getting. So for that one, what we can do, we can put the debugger here and we can check like what error we are getting from here. So let's, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put as a debugger. We'll see like we are getting the correct value at the end of this time or not. So let's refresh it again, and here I'm going to write as a .NET Office @gmail.com 12345 12345, and once I will sign up, so we came here and we can see like all the values coming properly or not. So username is .NET and email we have .NET Office @gmail.com. And once I will run this one, so like we are getting this error after giving this one. So we can consider like this issue is coming from the API. So from the API side, we have to check like we have given this path correct or not, so that we can check. So let's check again our API, like it is proper or not. Let's check all the variable: username, email, full name, password. So we have problem with the password. Like let's copy from here, or like let's copy this from here and put it here. Now let's compile it again and fill all the information here. So .NET Office, and after that like .NET, give all the value .NET gmail.com and 12345 and 12345 and sign up. And once I will run this one, and let's see like what we are getting here. So after this one we are getting this message, user registered successfully, and click OK. So once I will click OK and go to the database and I refresh it, this one we can see we got another, because we didn't give the full name, that's why it is showing, and this is the information. And apart from this one, if we want to like register any other information, we can do like we can put as a student and student@gmail.com, and full name I will give as a M Sharma, password 12345, and let's sign up. And once I do the sign up, we got that message as a user registered successfully. Okay, let's go back to the database back, and we can see like we got another record into the database. So this is the way of inserting the data into the database. Now in the next video, what we will do, we will create an API to log in the data into the database, and we'll see how to authenticate the same data into the database. So that's it for this video. Thank you.